Today's Coffee House is all about RTI to help us understand the process better. If you look at the website rtinetwork.org, it's a great place to go to give you some background information. It has information just for pre-K teachers, elementary, middle school, and high school teachers. There's different videos and interviews that you can watch so that you can see people that have been doing the process for a while. The background of RTI, originally it began in the elementary school setting, and it changed the way that students were being identified for special education services. Now you'll find RTI in the middle school and the high schools because students that are at risk for school failure and dropping out can benefit from the RTI process. As teachers, we all can think of students that we have had in the past that we know were struggling in school, and we did all of the things that we thought we could do, and we were looking for more resources. And those were the students that will really benefit from RTI and will be able to receive services. So RTI, some students in the end may be qualified for special education services, and the RTI process and the data collection will help prove that and will help show that they do have that need. There are 3 tiers to RTI. Tier 1 is supplemental instruction in the classroom. So we have our universal instruction that all students receive. Students might receive services from an interventionist, but the key component is that the instruction is in the classroom. Important part of the process is data collection, and we have our universal screeners, and the students that are red flagged because of that screening process are the ones that you'll go to Tier 2. Tier 2 is more intense, it's more frequent. Your intervention will be in a small group. It could be administered by an interventionist. The Tier 2 intervention, each intervention needs to last 6 weeks, and it needs to be an intervention that is research-based. If a student still is not progressing, you might change the intervention, but you need to do 2 rounds of intervention each 6 weeks in length. If enough progress has not been made, they may go to Tier 3. Tier 3 is intensive, it's daily, usually 60 minutes, and it targets the specific skill deficit. If a student begins making progress, a SIT evaluation would not be conducted. If they continue to not make enough progress, then they would be referred for a special education evaluation. Although the tracking process does require teacher time, it's not meant to make your job harder. It's meant to help you make wise decisions, and so it's essential. If a student moves through the tiers and still does not show enough progress, then you can use that documentation in a special education referral. There are different resources available to us as we plan our interventions, and so we don't have to feel like we're scrambling or alone in this. We don't have to rely on our own understanding. One great resource is 40 reading intervention strategies for K-6 students. They're research-based, they're proven to be effective, and that's a resource that I'll explain in a different video. We have the Fountas and Pinnell Continuum of Literacy Learning, the CAFE book. The Florida Center for Reading Research is a great place where you can go for activities for word work to target those specific skill deficits. And this is our Florida Center for Reading Research. Like I said, there's great places to go for word work, and you can use the Fountas and Pinnell Continuum to help you find out what would be developmentally appropriate at a certain reading level. We also have different math resources. This resource here, zeroing in on numbers and operations, it helps you identify areas that students are struggling with. It helps you decide what do they need to move on to the next level. So it really helps you target specific things that kids need. If you're still interested in readers and somebody is really puzzling you, here's a brochure that I've created in the past for a coffee house, and it's based off of the book When Readers Struggle, Teaching That Works, and it helps us just identify what are the important parts of reading instruction and what do we do when students do seem to struggle. There's areas of reading difficulty, and it helps you really zero in on the needs that students have. It helps you understand reading errors so you can analyze your running records. It helps you identify vocabulary. Some students struggle with vocabulary, and as they begin to read, they don't have the words to pull out that they need to successfully read the book. So we know that we need to teach vocabulary because of that. So this is just another resource that we can use to help us in our reading instruction.